Welcome to the Montgomery County Memorial Library Systems program on Computer Basics Part 2. Today we are going to discuss what an operating system is, the taskbar, the start menu, identifying parts of a window, organizing your computer, locating your files on File Explorer, creating a folder, manipulating files, closing File Explorer, and then I will give you some websites for keyboard and mouse practice. So to start, let's go talk about what an operating system is. The operating system is the most important program that runs on a computer. The operating system performs basic tasks such as recognizing input from the computer, keyboard, sending output to the display screen, keeping track of files and folders on the hard drive, and controlling devices secondary to your computer, such as disk drives and printers. The operating system for Windows is called a GUI, which is a graphical user interface. Because it uses small pictures, windows, and menus instead of complex command languages, it is easy to understand and use. So your desktop is what you're seeing here on my shared screen. The desktop was named a desktop because it is where you do your work, like when you are working on a desk at your office. Your desktop may look different than the one pictured here on my screen. However, all desktops have some things that are similar in context. The first thing is that you're going to have a taskbar down here at the bottom. On your taskbar, you're going to have several things that are going to be similar no matter what version of Microsoft Office or Microsoft Windows is running on your machine. My machine is running Windows 10. You are always going to have a start button here at the bottom left-hand corner. Now, once you click on the start button, depending on your version of Windows, you will have a different option that comes up. With Windows 10, you will have your power button here. When you click on the power button, you will have the option to do a restart, a shutdown, or sleep. Restart will shut your computer down and then restart the entire machine to where you have to log back in again. Shutdown shuts down the machine for the day, and you will have to use the power button on your machine that we talked about in part 1 to start your machine back up. And then sleep will actually not turn your machine off, but it powers down a lot of the programs and everything and puts your machine to sleep. It's like it is power saving, kind of like what we do at night. Above that is your settings option. Settings will actually open up a new window, and it provides you with the options of your system settings, devices. You can connect your phone, Android or your iPhone, to your computer, your internet and network settings, time and language. You can change the language of your computer, your accounts. So if you have multiple people using your computer, you can actually create different accounts for everyone. Applications or apps, which were previously known as programs, that's all it is. Personalization, so you can change the background screens, the lock screen, and so forth. Gaming, so a lot of people use the computer now for gaming. My son does. And you can connect it to your Xbox. If you have an Xbox gaming system, you can connect that to your computer now. Ease of access, so you can have it actually read everything on your screen. You can magnify everything to make it larger, change the contrast, things like that. Search, so you can search files and permissions. Privacy, you can have it turn off your camera, your microphone, turn off location services and things of that nature. And then update and security. So you always want to keep your computer up to date And if you needed to recover your computers, you've gotten a virus or whatever, you can recover it back to a previous state or to make a backup of your computer. Now to close this window, you would go up to the top right-hand corner and click the X, and that will close your settings option. We go back to our start menu, and you have the option of searching your pictures, searching any documents you have saved to your computer, and then once again, I spoke of having different accounts. You can sign in and sign out of your account by clicking on your profile. As well as in your start menu, you're going to have a list of all the apps, applications, or programs that are on your computer that are in alphabetical order here in this list. You just have to scroll through all of the programs. Then you also are going to have a start menu. This start menu is actually customizable. You can move the programs around, the apps around. You can add apps to your start menu in Windows 10. You can change the size of the apps by right-clicking on the app and then going down and left-clicking on resize, and you can change the size of it to make it larger or smaller. You click once and it opens up your app. I'm going to resize mine back to medium because I like the medium size. You can also, like I said before, add apps. So if I wanted to add Chrome, Google Chrome, to this, you would right-click on it in the list, and then you can go up here and tell it more or pin to start. And if you notice, it just plops it down in the first available spot at the bottom of your list. You left-click on it and drag it where you want it to go. Maybe I want it to go down here. If you notice that you do have the option of having a group title up here at the top. And then you can click here if you want to add a group, and this is going to be named Tools, and you just type in the group name. So I want that one up there so I can actually move it up and it'll make this group bigger. And then I will put Chrome in with Tools. If I decide I don't want this Google Chrome here anymore, I've already got it pinned down here on my taskbar, then I can right-click on it and unpin it from the start, and it takes it off my start menu. It hasn't uninstalled it, it's just taken it off start menu. If you want to just pin something to your taskbar down here at the bottom, then you can right-click on it in your start menu in the big list, go to more, and then you would pin it to the taskbar. It's already pinned to the taskbar for me, so it would unpin it if I click on it. To get out of your start menu, you just click over here on your desktop and it will get out of your start menu. Back to our taskbar, you do have the option of search down here. This bar is actually, this piece of the taskbar is actually called Cortana. I have Cortana turned off on mine. You can actually speak to Cortana and Cortana will talk back to you. I do have that turned off because I do work on this computer in the library and I need it to be quiet. So, but you can just click here, type in anything that you might want to know. So I want to know the weather, and there is a severe weather app that I have on my computer, but I could just tell it to search on the internet for the weather, and it will do an internet search and tell me what the weather is. If I'm searching for an app, it will search for the app, and I can click on the app and it will open. Now it's asking me if I want to start where I started before, and I told it no. And so here is the app. It's opened up. Okay. The next one is a task view. If I click on it, it's going to show me all the different tasks that I have going on right now. And I'm going to actually get out of that. Just click on your desktop. I have two windows, so I had to click on the desktop on the other window. Then the next thing is going to be the File Explorer option. I will open that in a moment. We're going to go ahead and go on over. These are all the apps I either have pinned to my taskbar or I have the program open on my computer, and that's why it's actually there. I try not to have too many down here, because if you do, then it'll actually start making them where you have to scroll through them. It'll put a little up and down arrow over here if you open too many programs. The next thing is going to be just some tools that you have on your taskbar. The first one is going to be your notifications. I have 21 notifications. Usually those are going to be updates that you need to have ran, or something. Maybe I had a notification in Teams, which is kind of like a chat group that we use here at work. But it might be something like that. I will check those later. Then you're going to have your time and your date. This is the volume of your speakers. This is going to be my internet connection. So I am on the Wi-Fi right now for Tullis. This is going to be my battery, because I am on a laptop right now. If you are on a desktop, you're not going to see this because you aren't running on a battery. This right here is letting me know that I am using the microphone. Normally that would not be there unless you are using it. This here is letting me know that my OneDrive is up to date. That is my cloud storage. And then you have a little up arrow that allows you to access other tools that might be on your toolbar that don't fit onto the taskbar. So these are some options here that you might need. So these are programs that I have, things that might be set up because of the county's usage. There's usually not very many there. Okay, so we have covered the desktop. We have covered the taskbar. Now let's see, and we've covered the start menu. Now let's see what the control panel would look like. So right now, that is kind of like the settings, but you can still access the control panel in Windows 10. If you have Windows 7, instead of settings, you have the control panel. So I'm going to show you what the control panel looks like. This is what Windows 7's control panel looks like. This is the control panel. I prefer to use the control panel over settings in Windows 10 just because I'm used to using it. But it actually does the same thing. You have some different views that you can do of it. The control panel allows you to access your system and security. Remember, that was also in the settings. Network and internet was in the settings. Hardware and sound was in settings, and that's adjusting your sound and printers and things like that. Programs, that's your apps in settings. User profiles. Appearance and personalization is going to be the background on your desktop. And clock and region, time and date, and ease of access, that was the magnifying glass, the having it read to you, that kind of thing as well. You can change the view of your control panel, which I did real quick when I first opened this. If you don't want it grouped by category, you can have it be large icons, and then it takes it out of categories and puts it in more individualized categories, I guess you could say, because this is not all of the individual things you can do, but it does still break it up a little bit more. And then you could also do small ones if you don't want large. It doesn't change what's available to you, but it does make it where it's a little bit smaller. So it's a little harder to read. You can go up here in the address bar and information and go up here to the search control panel, and let's say that you were wanting to uninstall a program. You could type uninstall and it will pull up how you can uninstall something. Okay, so I'm going to close that. It closes just like any other program. You can close the window with the X. This maximizes the window, and then this minimizes, and I'll go over that a little more with the File Explorer options. Okay, so a way to customize your desktop. So this background here on my desktop, it's just a plain blue. Maybe I want it to be really cool and neat. So if I right click on my desktop, I can personalize it, and it's going to pull up this option. Now you can do a little more with Windows 10 because you can customize just about everything on your computer with Windows 10. But if you notice right now I have just a solid color. I could choose to do a picture, and I can choose a picture that Microsoft provides, or I could browse my computer. I'm just going to do a picture that Microsoft provides, and I'm going to choose this one here, this camping one. It looks really pretty. And I'm going to minimize this just so you can see what the background looks like. So now instead of that blue background, I have a nice pretty background going on. Or I could choose to do a slideshow. And if I do that, then I have to choose pictures from my computer to put on here. And I can choose to let it shuffle every minute, every 10 minutes, 30 minutes, hour, keeping in mind that this is a program running in the background. If you are running it on a laptop, it will run your battery down a little faster. It does tell you here to let the slideshow run. If I'm running on battery power, you can turn that off so that it doesn't run your battery down quite as quick. And then you can also choose to let it fit, fill, stretch, center, or span your screen. I leave it to where it fits the screen because normally I do have this as a slideshow, and that's why you see the background folder. I made a folder with pictures in it that I made backgrounds for my computer. I specifically made them for the computer on a website called Canva. But if you do that, then you can see I'm a bit of an Astros fan. I've got all kinds of things here. Picture of me with Jose Altuve. And then my grandson when he was 5 months old in his little Altuve outfit. I mean, his Astros outfit. So you can actually personalize this to fit your needs. So I'm going to go back over here and I am going to change this to a solid color just so that it's not distracting while I'm recording. So I've got my blue background back, and now we can go ahead and identify the different parts of our File Explorer. So we're going to open up File Explorer. So I'm going to click down here on this little file folder, and File Explorer allows you to locate and explore your computer. So a lot of people, when we had Internet Explorer, they would get confused between Internet Explorer and File Explorer. Now, the default browser on a Windows 10 computer is Microsoft Edge. They are getting rid of Internet Explorer. So if you do not have Windows 10 and you have an older model, you will need to upgrade to Microsoft Edge on your computer, or get Chrome or Firefox. Find you another browser because they are going to get rid of Internet Explorer. Okay, so this is what File Explorer looks like. Now you can change the view. I am going to actually take my preview pane off of here so that it kind of matches what most people will see. And I am going to kind of go over all of this with you. So up here at the top, you have your options to see everything. Your address bar is right here. So if I need to know where I am on my computer, where all the files are located, this is where I am. I am in quick access right now. If I click over here on the search area, this is actually my icons, is what these are called. If I click on one of my icons, it changes this information in the address bar. Okay, so now I'm in this PC and desktop. So whatever I'm clicking on, it changes it. This PC, 3D objects. This PC, documents. If I go to OneDrive, I'm on OneDrive, Montgomery County. And then if I go to computer classes over here, let me do it over here because it'll add it all in right. Then it's going to add it there. And then if I were to open that little bit up and go to computer basics, it's going to add it there. So it's telling me everywhere that I am on this computer at this point. And you can click on a piece in that address to go to that location. So if I want to go back to computer classes, I can just click on computer classes in the address bar. Okay. If you want to search your computer, it will search my computer classes right now. If I were to go here and type in computer basics, it would search for computer basics, although apparently I didn't type it right. So now it's found everything that says computer basics or computer or basics. So it's found everything that has those two words in it, or either or those two words in it. And so it helps me find the things that I need. And then I can click on close search. So up here you have some tabs. You have file, home, share, and view. Each one of these has a ribbon that has some commands on it. So I have home. I can move files within these folders that I have everywhere. I can make a new folder within wherever I am on this address bar. So like if I wanted to make a new folder in computer classes to start saving files to that folder, I could. I could just click on new folder, and this is going to be, I'm just going to put test, and press enter, and now it puts it alphabetically where it would belong in this computer classes section under my Montgomery County cloud storage, my OneDrive. Okay. I can find the properties of things. I can select everything on here. I can do all kinds of things with this. Okay. Now, up here at the top, right in here, this is going to be my toolbar options. These allow me to sort things by name, by status. So has it been synced? That's what these little check marks are. Is it just in the cloud and it hasn't been synced lately? That kind of thing. The last time it was modified, the type of file it is, because I don't have everything necessarily in folders. So it's real important to make sure that is taken care of. And you can sort through them. So I can click on type. I do have everything in a folder in this particular one, but I can sort it by size. So the last thing that I modified was this one right here, test. If I sort it by by that. If I click on name, it's going to sort it alphabetically again. So there are different ways you can sort. At the very top up here is your minimize, restore down, or maximize, and then your close if you want to close it. You can change the view, and honestly, I usually keep this as a list, and then I have a preview pane open. So I have my preview pane open, and that way if I go in here and I go to Computer Basics and I click on the flyer and I single click on it, I can see my flyer over here. And I might have pictures of things that I can actually view beforehand. And some things will show up and some things will not. Just depends on the file. Okay? So you can change how you see things, like there's a list, there's content. I can do small icons, I can do large icons, medium icons, details. So usually I have mine either on content or details with the preview pane so that I can see what I'm fixing to open before I actually open it. That way I don't have to look at it quite as much. But this is called your navigation pane here. Then your preview pane would be over here, and then this is going to be your list or your icons of all the different items that you have. Okay. This is going to be File Explorer. It will tell you down here at the bottom how many items you have, how many you've got selected, how large the file is, and is it available. In my case, it's letting me know if it's available online or not. It's only available when I'm online because it's in the cloud. Where this one is available on this device. So apparently I have it saved in both locations. Okay. Now to be able to, I'm going to back this up a little bit because I want to go, that's what these arrows will allow you to do is back up. I want to show you what you can see here. So we have multiple drives that we can save in, but this is going to show you all the different options that you have available to you. I'll close that preview pane. All the different drives and things. So I have the C drive, which is going to be your hard drive on your computer. And then it may say a local disk as well. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. If you're using our computers here, you're going to see one that says save your files here. And that's the E drive. That's a partitioned off drive that you're allowed to save to. And then you'll see, sometimes you'll see network drives like we have. These are all of our network drives. You'll see an X on mine right now because I'm not connected to our network right now. I really couldn't open any of these. It's not going to allow me to because I'm not on the staff network right now. You'll see if you have a flash drive, if I plugged in a flash drive right now, the flash drive would show up here. You would also see another drive. If you have a CD drive on your computer or a DVD drive, you're going to see those listed as well. So you'll see all of the different places that you can save, that you can access files. Everything will be right here. If you click on this PC or computer, depending on the version of Windows that you have. It's going to be on the right-hand side in that icon area that I talked about. That is where you'll see all of the different drives that you have. And then you have some folders that you can access. These are actually going to be in your quick access. Excuse me. those are going to be the ones that are going to be default storage. So if you don't tell the computer where you want to save something and it's music, it's going to default it to music. If it's pictures, it's going to default it to pictures, and so forth. I save a lot of stuff to my desktop, and then when I'm working on it, and then I will get rid of it and put it where I want it to go after I've finished working on it. If I need it right away, it's going on my desktop until I'm done working on it, and then I will actually put it where I'm going to save it permanently, and then take it off my desktop so it's not cluttering up my desktop. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can actually create a folder on your desktop. You can also create them here as well. So I'll show you how to do it here. And without having to use this little button here, you can do it using that button like I did before, but you can also do it by just right-clicking on here and then go to New and Folder, and it'll say New Folder. I'm just going to leave it as New Folder so I can go back and delete it later. So there is New Folder. I just made a folder, and then you can save things here. So if I had a file that I wanted to save, I could save it right here in this folder. I am going to close File Explorer at this point, and I'm going to show you how you can make a new folder, because if you notice here on my desktop, I do have a folder that says Program Registrations. That's where I keep all of these little files. I just downloaded the registrations from Engage Patron, where people have registered for my virtual programs, and I have to put them over here in my registration folder. So I'll actually show you how you can do that. So I'm going to right-click on the desktop. I'm going to go to New, and I'm going to make a folder, and I'm going to put Registrations. So here's the name of that. So here's my registrations, and I'm going to actually move all of these over. So if you left-click on that and just drag it over to that folder, it will drop it in the folder. And then if you notice, I double-clicked on it, and here is that I just dropped in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag all of these over. And you can take a folder and drag it into another folder. So if I open up this folder, you'll see that I have registrations here, and then I can click on that folder, and here are all the ones that I just drug into it. So you can put folders in folders if you want to be super organized. I do that all the time. So once again, right-click on the desktop, left-click on the word New, click on Folder, and it's going to be blue right there. I'm going to put Test 2 or Test 1 on there, and then click on your desktop again, and you have a folder named Test 1. If you want to delete a folder, you can either left-click on it and just drag it over to the recycle bin, or you can right-click on the folder and then go down to Delete and click Delete. And it's going to ask you, are you sure you want this folder, to move this folder to the recycle bin? Say yes. And now it's in the recycle bin. And you can tell you have things in your recycle bin, that you've thrown things in the trash, by the fact that it has papers in it. So if I double-click on my recycle bin, you'll see that I have 3 things in my recycle bin, and I want to empty my recycle bin. It's going to ask me, are you sure? I'm going to say yes, and then I'm going to go over here and close my recycle bin. So now you can see that the recycle bin is empty. Okay. So the last thing that I'm going to share with you is going to be some sites that you can use to go to mouse and keyboard practice. So I'm going to copy something real quick over here and move it onto this screen, and I will leave these up. I will also put them in the tags for this particular video on YouTube so that you can pull them up and practice mouse and keyboard exercises. So I hope you enjoyed the program today and that you will find information useful from this program. Thank you for joining us, and if you have any questions, please go to www.countylibrary.org and visit one of our locations on the website and call and ask for any of the computer trainers, and we will be happy to help you. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.